Warriors, welcome back to Gods of Alliance. If you're here, it means you want power, knowledge, and control over the battlefield. This is not luck. This is strategy. Let's break the game together. And before we jump into today's event, if these guides help you understand where to spend, where to save, and how to get more value from your resources, support us with a like, subscribe to Gods of Alliance, and turn on notifications. It genuinely helps this channel grow and allows our team to keep bringing you these guides every single week. Now, Trade Routes is back. There have been some changes this time around, but the fundamental format remains exactly the same. 3 interconnected events, 7 days, a lot of resources, and plenty of opportunities to progress your account if you approach everything correctly. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the first 2 events, Roads Unlocked and Grand Caravan. We'll explain every task, what changed, where you may struggle, and where you should be careful with your resources. Then, we'll leave the final event, Bountiful Roads, until the end, because that's where we'll properly explore the Caravan Haul Shop and decide where those sigil coins should actually go. So, Warriors, let's begin with Roads Unlocked. And immediately, I have to say, I really like seeing this format again. 7 tasks spread across 7 days. Simple, predictable, and judging by what we've been seeing throughout the community, we're definitely not alone. A lot of players seem very happy with this format. You know what you're working toward. You know how long you have, and you can plan your resources instead of being forced into everything immediately. The first task is day after day. Nothing complicated here. Simply log into the game throughout the 7 days and collect your rewards. You'll receive sigil coins, season pass points, and additional progression simply for showing up. No resources, no emeralds, no difficult decisions. Just don't forget to log in. Next comes Generous Soul. And Warriors, you already know our opinion about this one. This is the VIP task. If you're already planning to spend money during trade routes, then great. Take advantage of the additional rewards. But never spend money simply because an event is showing you another milestone. The event should reward a purchase you were already planning to make. It shouldn't create the reason for that purchase. Whether you spend or not is completely your decision. Know your account. Know your budget. And never allow a progress bar to make that decision for you. Moving on, we have Hidden Reserves. And there has been a small increase here. This time, we're spending up to 15,000 fairy dust daily. In return, you'll collect sigil coins, season pass points, orm soul stones, rune stones, adventure coins, and more. For some guardians, this is going to be incredibly easy. If you've been playing for a long time and you're sitting on fairy dust, you probably won't even think twice about it. For newer players, different story. 15,000 fairy dust every day can start becoming considerably more demanding. So don't destroy your Titan progression or empty resources you desperately need elsewhere just because you see another event milestone. Take what makes sense for your account. Next comes On a Titanic Scale, and this one is much easier. Spend 12,000 Titan potions every day. That's it. For most active players, this should be a very manageable objective. And you'll receive sigil coins, orm and electo soul stones, season pass points, adventure coins, and additional rewards while developing your Titans at the same time. This is exactly the kind of objective we like. You're improving your account, and the event simply gives you something extra for doing it. Then we have Beyond Horizon. This one is based on expeditions, with 8 required each day. And here's where things become a little more complicated. Without Valkyrie's favor, completely finishing the daily requirement becomes difficult because you'll normally only have access to 7. If you do have the favor, great. That 8th expedition becomes available, and honestly, the favor can be a useful way of increasing your daily artifact coin income as well. It's not particularly difficult to obtain. But again, Warriors, where you spend real money is entirely your decision. We're here to explain the value. You decide whether that value makes sense for you. Complete your expeditions and you'll receive sigil coins, season pass points, adventure coins, and adventure energy. Next comes Tower Trophy. Here, The objective is to open 25 tower chests. And once again, free-to-play players need to understand the limitation. Without spending, you're only opening around 11 chests per day. So don't look at that final number and suddenly feel like you need to throw emeralds at the tower. Take the free progression available to you and decide whether going further genuinely makes sense. The rewards include sigil coins, season pass points, adventure energy, adventure coins, rune stones, and more. And finally, the classic, payback time. Defeat 10 bosses in a raid as the leader. This rewards adventure coins, rune stones, rune spheres, and realm resources. Nothing particularly complicated here. Get your raid runs organized, take leadership when necessary, defeat those bosses, and collect the rewards. So, overall, Roads Unlocked has changed a few things. But I wouldn't call this a difficult event. Actually, I'd say almost the opposite. A lot of the progression fits naturally into activities you're already doing. The important thing is identifying which final milestones fit your account and which ones simply aren't worth forcing. Now, let's move into the second event, Grand Caravan. And this one hasn't changed dramatically either. Again, we have 7 tasks, starting with day after day. Simply log in and you'll receive adventure energy and brawl coins. Yes, brawl coins. And if you've already looked around trade routes, you probably know why. Hero Brawls are here. And this time, there's something particularly interesting waiting for us. Cleaver with his new relics fully maxed. Oh yes, warriors, he's here. You'll have an opportunity to test what Cleaver can actually do with those relics at full power. But we're not diving into that rabbit hole right now. We'll come back to Cleaver and the Brawls separately. For now, collect those free login rewards. Next comes Generous Soul. And once again, same philosophy. VIP points. Premium progression. Your decision. If you're spending anyway, collect the additional value. If you're not, move on. You don't need to complete every task to have a successful event. Now we reach Value Exchange. And this one goes all the way up to 200,000 emeralds spent. Warriors, be patient here, because the rewards are actually very good. We're talking sigil coins, season pass points, adventure coins, rune spheres, mastery crystals, titan skin stones, rune stones, orm and electo soul stones, elemental spheres, adventure energy, kendall soul stones, and a very nice amount of red gear fragments. But 200,000 emeralds is still 200,000 emeralds. Don't spend blindly. Our philosophy remains the same. Spend where you can win twice. If you're already buying something your account genuinely needs, and it simultaneously progresses Value Exchange. Perfect. That's efficiency. And there's another possibility here. If you really need additional sigil coins for the Caravan Haul Shop, you can spend some emeralds on the reward box. You'll receive sigil coins while also having a chance at the grand prize. 30,000 sigil coins and 10,000 emeralds. That can be extremely attractive if sigil coins are what you're missing. But remember, it's a chance. Never build your resource strategy around assuming you're going to hit the grand prize. Next comes Price of Power, and this is where some accounts are going to hit a wall. The objective requires spending up to 100,000 skin stones. For some players, that's possible. For others, absolutely not. Newer accounts may simply not have that many skin stones available. And some veteran accounts have the opposite problem. Their important skins are already finished, leaving them with nowhere meaningful to spend that amount. The rewards are attractive. Sigil coins, season pass points, adventure energy, elemental spheres, red gear fragments, kendall soul stones, and a significant amount of rune stones. But don't throw 100,000 skin stones into heroes you don't need just to complete a task. That's not progression. That's wasting resources for rewards. Then comes Artifact Empowering. And I have mixed feelings about this one. As a maxed player, it's frustrating. You can have thousands of artifact resources sitting there and still have no meaningful way to benefit from an objective like this. I really wish there were some alternative progression method for maxed accounts. But for newer and mid-level guardians, this can be fantastic. If you've been sitting on thousands of artifact chests and waiting for the right moment, this is your moment. Strengthen heroes you actually use and get rewarded simultaneously with rune stones, sigil coins, season pass points, adventure energy, red gear fragments, adventure coins, Kendall soul stones, and more. That's exactly how these tasks should be approached. Then we have sealed away. Open 80 artifact chests. And importantly, this is a one-time requirement. Personally, I prefer it this way. Spend the 80 chests. Complete the objective. Done. Much better than being forced to open 40 every single day and slowly watching your saved resources disappear throughout the entire event. You'll receive rune stones, season pass points, red gear fragments, adventure coins, and crow soul stones. And finally, trial of strength. Fight in arena. Simple. No reason to waste emeralds here. Across 7 days with 5 free attempts every day, you already have enough opportunities to complete the 30 required battles naturally. Take your time. Use your free attempts. Collect the sigil coins, season pass points, adventure energy, and the rest of the available progression. And that's Grand Caravan. Warriors. Trade routes has changed. Some requirements have moved. Some numbers have increased. Some objectives will definitely favor older or premium accounts more than others. But overall, this still looks like a very manageable event. And, more importantly, there's plenty here that you can complete simply by playing intelligently. Don't chase every final milestone. Don't empty resources just because a task exists. Look for overlap. Spend where your account already needs progression. And whenever one investment can reward you in 2 or 3 different places, that's where the real value begins. But we're not finished, because we've deliberately saved bountiful roads for last. That's where we'll explore the Caravan Haul Shop, look at what your sigil coins can actually buy, and determine which rewards deserve your attention before you start spending them. And of course, we also need to talk about those Hero Brawls, because a fully Relic-maxed Cleaver is waiting for us. And we're absolutely going to see what that monster can do. If this breakdown helped you plan trade routes, leave a like, subscribe to Gods of Alliance, and tell us in the comments, do you prefer this 7-day, 7-task event format? Because judging by the community reaction so far, it looks like many of you want it to stay. Warriors. This is how we play the game. Not randomly, not blindly, with knowledge, with precision, with control. We don't build randomly. We build with intention. Master the mechanics. Control the fight. Let's break the game together.